Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Today we're talking Street Fighter 6 again. We've been talking about it a lot on the channel because, well, Street Fighter 6 is pretty friggin' hype. And today, though, specifically less so gameplay, and I want to talk about the World Tour mode for the game. The mode that is basically an open world RPG, and you can create your own character, and specifically talking about the act of character creation itself. Because while the trailers showcase, hey, here's your person, all the fun things you can do, honestly, the characters they're showcasing are fairly, generic, honestly. And we've seen other footage outside of the main TGS 2022 presentations that have shown that you can get really wild with some of the characters you can make. So I want to talk about just, exactly that, character creation itself, and just some other stuff about World Tour. So, that said, let's get into it. So one of the things I'm a real big fan of off the bat for the World Tour mode is it supports all sorts of body types. Not just, regular, generic, semi-muscular, male and female. Like, to be sure, those are your default options. So if you want to go with that, hey, more power to you. But I'm a big fan of character creation games. I've spent so many hours in wrestling games and Saints Row games to make all sorts of things. And the options you have in this game are definitely above and beyond what you would expect, like this example right here. The simple fact you can start making proportions of your character that are, let's say, a little inhuman, make for some very fun character decisions and choices you can go with. And the fact that you can, make fat characters. Not many games let you make fat characters, honestly. You can make skinny characters, you can make muscle characters, fat characters, not as much. More potential body shapes you have in character creation lead to a lot more potential interesting character designs. That, and they're letting you go for the grotesque, frankly, like this head size. This head size is double the size of a normal human skull, as you can see here, and they let you do it. A big part of the fun of character creation is making the character you want to make, right? And they showcase a little example here of some created characters, and some are pretty plain, but then we get stuff like, hey, an old man that's short, or why not literally Akuma, or Elena with a jacket, or metallic skin sort of like Seth, right? The fact that everything I've seen of this game so far, the sliders are basically close to like a wrestling game, like you're seeing right here, right? And in wrestling games, since they're allowing you to be so inventive with the characters, you can make anyone you want to make. And this might be somewhat close to that case. Because sure, it's cool to go through World Tour mode with whatever character you are yourself, right? I make myself. But it's also cool if you can make someone else and sort of like role play that I'm going through World Tour as this other character. Like, look at the breadth of these options here. Skin luminosity. That's really cool. Region-based face morphing. This is part of the reason why like wrestling games and Saints Row are so good, because you want to be able to make the face exactly the way you want it. We have skin texturing options, so if you want that wrinkled old man, you can do it. A solid amount of options for things like facial hair, eyebrows, mustaches, beards, all that kind of stuff. Very strong body deformation tools, like look at these forearms. You can either go all the way up and have your like Luke-size forearms, or all the way down and have little scrawny chicken bones. Every aspect of character creation seems to be thought of in advance. This is a good character creator. Someone who's been doing the wrestling game thing since the beginning. I'm telling you, this looks like a good character creator to me. Even got a lot of the little details right. Like if you have a specific set of eyebrows and you don't want to morph the brow necessarily, but you want to move the eyebrow, you're allowed to move the eyebrows up and down across your head. Apparently we have over 40 hairstyles going by this menu, so that's really good too. More options, more better. Basically, just as someone who is a big fan of character creation modes in a lot of different games, this looks to be a home run. This looks to be really good. Even weird little things that aren't that common in a lot of games, like having multi-tone hairstyles, as you'll see here in a second here. That's really good. If you want to make your perfect waifu character, you definitely need to focus on that kind of stuff. That's really important to a lot of people, and the game's going to deliver on that front. So basically, I'm just here to gush about the character creation mode. I did not expect anything out of it. I've been pouring through a lot of the footage, and there's so many sliders, there's so many options, there's so many points of customization, and they definitely did not have to go that far. They definitely didn't have to go as far as they did. Like, it could have been bare bones, give you like 2 or 3 options for costuming, and people would have been happy, and they went above and beyond the Call of Duty on that front. I certainly think it's going to be a point of pride for people to show off their characters in the Battle Hub. They say they wanted the Battle Hub to be like a social space, something you'd use every day outside of just normal verses. And honestly, I think it will be a success now in that way, that you can get as crazy as you can on your own customizable characters. And before we shift to talking about World Tour mode, just to mention here, in case you want to mix and match characters, because of course, right, if you can make such well-detailed characters, you'd probably want to have more than just the one, right? And looks like they're definitely supporting that. One, you can share your character. You can actually have like a whole detailed stat screen, and you can, I don't know, at the very least, like take a photo of it on your phone and send to a friend or something, hopefully in-game sharing as well. But it has every detail of every slider, and you can send it off to someone. And as you can see here, you have multiple save slots, so you can have a lot of different characters. So you don't have to worry about if you like the one character you have and you want something different, you have to delete it or something. You can definitely have a lot of characters saved up. So basically, character creation, long story short, 2 thumbs up. Now, a few things just to talk about on the World Tour mode. One of the things we know is throughout your journeys in World Tour, you'll meet the various Street Fighter characters, and they will become your master and teach you a lot of different things. Not only different moves to play around with, but also moves you can use out in the world. Blanka's electricity, one of the options here. How about a straight up spinning bird kick? This is like a traversal option maybe. These things can be used to unlock perhaps secrets in the world, to get to places you're normally not allowed to go to, like say a Hadouken to destroy an obstacle in your way, Yoga Teleport to bypass obstacles, Sumo Headbutt to bypass fights maybe. We also see here we have a flash kick option and naturally Shoryukens as well. So picking a master can also unlock parts of the world like Metroid, on top of just giving you a moveset. Also, speaking of the fights in game, as you can see here, it's definitely stat-based like an RPG. You can see damage numbers, there's levels. It's definitely not exactly quite normal Street Fighter, as it were. Fight at all sorts of locations throughout Metro City in the world, like this one you're looking at right here, kind of a famous location, as this is exactly the Street Fighter 3 bonus stage where Sean throws the basketballs. So yeah, you're definitely going to be visiting a lot of locales throughout Street Fighter history. Expect an untold amount of Easter eggs for sure. I've said many times in the past, this is effectively Capcom's take on Mortal Kombat Deception's Conquest mode, which I find one of the most satisfying and best single-player modes in fighting game history, honestly. And this looks like it's going to be every bit as good, if not even crazier than that. They're going above and beyond the Call of Duty. This is so good. Great character creation, multiple modes to use your characters that you made, both World Tour and the Battle Hub. Like, everything just seems like a home run. And then, you know, there's the actual Street Fighter versus to play, which is probably going to be pretty good. The only real question left at this point is, when you have your created character, can you mix and match stuff? So you can definitely have different specials and supers, as you can see right here. So those are independent of each other because they're in different tabs, at least I'm assuming anyways. Like you can see there's also a master tab, so you can change your master, but can you mix and match special moves for your characters? Can you have a Hadouken, but also have a sumo headbutt or a spinning pile driver? I guess we'll have to wait and see on that, but basically this video is just a big gush from me. I am so looking forward to this mode. I am very much in the competitive end of fighting games for sure, but this single player stuff, it made a fan out of me, man. I'm actually really looking forward to playing it. And that all said, if you got any thoughts about how this all works or any opinions, I would absolutely love to hear that in the comments below. And otherwise, well, we're at the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.